Fat men competing for brides, ghost masks, treehouse homes, and people who knew space before scientists. These tribes redefine everything you know. In the misty highlands of Papua New Guinea, there lives a tribe that takes grooming to an entirely new level. Meet the Huli Wigmen proud warriors who literally grow their own ceremonial wigs from their hair. These aren't just any wigs. We're talking towering rounded hairpieces carefully shaped, adorned with bird feathers, and worn like royal crowns. It's not a costume, it's identity, pride, and power rolled into one. From a young age, Huli boys are taught how to care for their hair. Once they reach adolescence, they enter a secluded camp where they begin the meticulous process of growing and preparing their hair for its transformation. During this time, they avoid touching their hair with their hands, using only bamboo combs and water collected in banana leaves. When the hair grows long and strong enough, it's cut, shaped into the perfect arc, and dried in the sun. These wigs aren't tossed together in a day. Crafting one can take months. And yes, the final piece is a true badge of honor. The most prized wigs are saved for important rituals and gatherings. Some Huli men even make multiple wigs, one for daily life and others for grand displays. To top it off, they decorate them with plumes from the bird of paradise, a creature just as colorful and extravagant as their culture. These headpieces rise up like helmets, giving the wearer a larger-than-life appearance. It's a natural form of self-expression that stands out even in a world full of wild fashion trends. What makes it all the more fascinating is the purpose behind the wigs. For the Huli, these aren't just fashion. They symbolize transformation and masculinity. Growing your own wig shows discipline and patience. Wearing one tells the world you've come of age. In a way, it's their version of a graduation cap, just way more epic and handmade. Far from any telescope or science lab, in the cliffs of Mali lives the Dogon tribe, a group that stunned the modern world with their knowledge of the stars. What makes them so unusual? Long before modern astronomers confirmed it, the Dogon described in detail a hidden star, Sirius B, an ultra-dense companion to Sirius that can't be seen without a telescope. According to the Dogon, this wasn't just a guess, it was part of their oral history, passed down through generations. This cosmic knowledge isn't kept in books. It's woven into dances, masks, and sculptures. The Dogon use elaborate ceremonies to express their view of the universe, dressing in layered outfits and towering masks that stretch over 6 feet tall. Some say these rituals are purely cultural, others still whisper about a possible lost connection to something beyond this world. Whatever the truth, the visuals are stunning. Rows of dancers moving in sync, their masks painted in earth tones and stars, turning every gathering into a moving, breathing galaxy. But while the Dogon look to the skies, another tribe in Papua keeps its eyes on the past, and even keeps its ancestors close. In the Baliam Valley of Papua, the Dani people have developed one of the world's most visually intense traditions. Here, history isn't locked in books or museums, it's preserved in full view. The Dani mummify important ancestors using smoke, carefully treating the bodies over an open flame until they become dry, dark, and almost statue-like. These mummies are kept in the village, not hidden away, and are even brought out for special events, wearing traditional gear and headpieces made from feathers and boar tusks. But there's more to Dani culture than mummification. Their beauty standards are as bold as their ceremonies. Men often wear koteka, a long, decorated gourd worn over the genitals, secured with string and worn with pride. Each one is shaped differently, and in some cases men personalize them to show off their style or status. For the Dani, strength and bravery are core values, and these are reflected in their appearance. Ritual mock battles, once used to settle disputes, now draw travelers who watch in awe as warriors clash in full tribal wear. The Dani show us a world where tradition is never just in the past. It's right there, standing tall in the center of the village. Deep in the foggy valleys of Papua New Guinea, the Asaro tribe has mastered the art of being unforgettable. Their look is like something out of a dream, or, honestly, a nightmare. They cover themselves in white clay from head to toe and wear these eerie, oversized masks with gaping mouths and bulging eyes. Now, it's not just for show. According to legend, way back when, their enemies were superstitious and feared spirits, so the Asaro started appearing like ghosts from the mist to scare them away. And, well, it actually worked. What started out as a survival tactic became a full-blown tradition. Today, the mudmen still put on their ghostly outfits for cultural events and festivals. The masks? They're handcrafted from clay, often decorated with spikes or horns to make them even more chilling. Unlike other tribes where color explodes from feathers and beads, the Asaro keep it minimal and pale. Their beauty standard is all about the shock factor, becoming something otherworldly. And it's this unique take on self-presentation that makes them stand out, not just in Papua but all over the world. There's no dancing or loud drumming in their performance. The mudmen move slowly, deliberately, almost like statues that just decided to take a stroll. Every step is calculated, every gesture silent, but wow, so powerful. It's this contrast, total stillness, mixed with the raw power of their look, that really grabs attention. In a world where loud usually wins, the Asaro prove that sometimes the quietest presence can make the biggest impact. In the dense green heart of the Brazilian Amazon, the Sateré-Mawé tribe carries out one of the most intense manhood rituals on Earth. And trust me, it's not just symbolic. To prove they're ready to enter adulthood, young boys have to wear gloves filled with bullet ants. And these aren't just regular insects. Bullet ants are famous for having one of the most powerful stings of any creature, described as feeling like fire running through your veins. But here's the twist. The gloves are woven from leaves with dozens of ants woven into the lining, stingers facing inward. The boys have to slide their hands inside and keep them there for several minutes, all while dancing to traditional music. Oh, and they do this not once but multiple times, throughout their lives. And it's not really about pain, it's about showing resilience, endurance, and being in control of your body and spirit. In Sateré-Mawé culture, these are the traits that define true strength. The ritual is deeply respected in the tribe. It's watched by elders, cheered by families, and remembered for a lifetime. The boys who make it through don't just earn pride, they earn a place among the adults, along with these elaborate feathered headdresses and body paint that marks their new status. Here, beauty standards aren't about looks, but about what you've endured. In a world obsessed with comfort and convenience, the Sateré-Mawé remind us that sometimes people still choose the hard path because it means something real. In the dry, rugged landscapes around Lake Eyasi in northern Tanzania lives one of the last truly wild tribes on Earth, the Hadza. While most of us are glued to phones and clocks, the Hadza live entirely off the land, guided by the rhythm of nature. They hunt with hand-carved bows, gather wild berries, dig for tubers, and sleep under the stars. No crops, no permanent houses, and definitely no written schedules. Their lifestyle hasn't changed in thousands of years, and honestly, that's what makes them so fascinating. Hadza men are lean, agile hunters. They coat their arrows with natural poisons from desert plants, and they can track animals for miles without any maps or GPS. The women? They're expert foragers. With babies strapped to their backs, they dig up roots and gather fruit with a speed and precision that would put any trained survivalist to shame. Their strength and beauty are in their adaptability, in how they move, think, and live with the land, not against it. Unlike many modern cultures, the Hadza don't hoard. They take what they need and share it with the group. They don't value possessions, they value skill, laughter, and connection. Their clothing is simple, often made from animal hide or fabric traded with nearby groups. Yet, there's something effortlessly stylish about the way they wear their life experience. Every scar, every calloused hand tells a story. In a world racing toward artificial intelligence and virtual reality, the Hadza stand as living proof that humans can still thrive with nothing but instinct, knowledge, and nature. Every year, in a remote corner of Ethiopia's Omo Valley, the Bodi tribe holds a competition unlike anything else in the world. Forget six-packs and gym selfies. Here the prize goes to the man who gets the fattest. That's right. Among the Bodi, size equals strength. And once a year, young bachelors enter a months-long race to gain as much weight as possible. And it's not just for show. The winner earns massive respect and becomes the tribe's most eligible man. All eyes, especially from the women, are on him. How do they do it? These men drink a special mix made from cow blood and fresh milk, chugging it several times a day. They're not allowed to move much either. The goal is to gain pure mass, so they stay in huts focusing only on eating, drinking, and resting. As the ceremony nears, the anticipation builds. Families watch closely, rivalries heat up, and when the big day arrives, it's time to show off. Wearing nothing but decorative beads and traditional body paint, the contenders step into the open, stomachs protruding proudly. There are chants, clapping, and laughter, but the atmosphere is serious. The judges, including elders and women from the tribe, observe every detail. The The biggest man, the one who's transformed himself the most, becomes a symbol of beauty, wealth, and strength. It's a title that sticks for life. This ritual flips modern beauty standards on their head. Here, larger bodies aren't mocked, they're celebrated, and women do notice. A winning man often attracts more romantic attention and can build stronger social ties within the tribe. In a global culture obsessed with losing weight, the Bodi offer a rare, bold contrast. Here, gaining weight is the ultimate achievement. Tucked deep within the Amazon rainforest of Bolivia, lives a tribe whose lifestyle might just hold the secret to long life. The Tsimané people don't go to the gym, follow strict diets, or wear fitness trackers, yet scientists have found they have the healthiest hearts ever recorded. Seriously, their arteries stay so clean and unclogged that many Tsimané in their 70s show the heart health of someone half their age. What's their secret? Movement, lots of it. Tsimané men spend their days hunting with handcrafted bows or fishing in winding rivers. Women forage, farm, and walk long distances every day. There are no cars, no screens, and absolutely no sitting for hours scrolling through feeds. Their bodies are shaped by their routines, lean, strong, and always in motion. It's not just about looking fit, it's about being in sync with the natural world and living with purpose every day. Their diet is just as fascinating. The Tsimané eat what they grow and catch: fish, bananas, corn, nuts, and the occasional wild meat. There's no sugar-loaded snacks, no processed foods. Everything they consume comes directly from the forest or their fields. And it shows, not just in their health, but in their skin, posture, and physical grace. Their appearance is a reflection of function, of living a life shaped by survival and balance. Unlike beauty trends that change with every season, the Tsimané live with standards that have barely changed in centuries. In their world, the most attractive traits are endurance, ability, and resilience, and somehow, without trying, they've become living proof of what the human body is capable of when it's pushed by nature, not machines. In the blazing heat of southern Tunisia, where the sun beats down with no mercy, some people have found a cool, creative way to live, literally underground. The Matmata Berbers have carved their homes deep into the earth, creating entire dwellings beneath the desert surface. From above, these homes are almost invisible. But step down through the carved entrance and you'll find shaded courtyards, cozy rooms, and walls shaped by hand over generations. These cave homes aren't just cool in temperature, they're beautifully practical. Dug from soft sandstone, each house stays naturally cool during the day and warm at night. The central courtyard lets in light and air, while tunnels lead to kitchens, bedrooms, and even storage rooms. It's a brilliant blend of tradition and survival. And it's not just about function. The smooth, rounded walls are often painted white or decorated with handmade items, giving each home its own personality. The people here have turned simplicity into a style of its own. Women wear bright headscarves, silver jewelry, and long robes that stand out against the beige earth. The way they live, dress, and move reflects a slow, thoughtful rhythm of life that contrasts sharply with the fast pace of the modern world. There's a quiet beauty in their traditions, one that comes not from wealth or trends but from knowing how to live in harmony with the environment. You might recognize these cave homes even if you've never been to Tunisia. Some were used as filming locations for sci-fi movies, but for the locals, this isn't fiction, it's home. High above the forest floor in the thick jungles of West Papua, the Kombai people live in houses that would terrify anyone with a fear of heights. These aren't huts on stilts, they're full homes built in the canopies, sometimes over 50 feet above ground. Why? Well, it's all about safety. Up there, wild animals and intruders can't reach them, and it turns out the view is pretty incredible too. Building these tree houses takes serious skill. The Kombai use vines, sharpened sticks, and wooden beams, no nails, no metal tools. The structures are balanced on branches and held together by tight lashings. Floors are made from sago palm, and the roofs are thick enough to keep out the jungle rain. What's amazing is how casually they move up and down, climbing vines like it's second nature. For the Kombai, this vertical life is just normal. Their days are spent hunting pigs, birds, and fish with bows and spears. The men wear narrow strips of bark cloth, while women wrap themselves in woven skirts. There's beauty in their simplicity, in how their lives are shaped by what they can make with their own hands. Children learn to climb and hunt early, joining their families and gathering food from the forest below. To outsiders, their homes might look like something from a fantasy film, but for the Kombai, it's everyday life, high up in the trees, surrounded by birdsong, wind, and endless green. In the wide, sun-baked plains of Kenya and Tanzania, the Maasai stand tall. literally. Known for their vibrant red shukas, intricate beadwork, and unmistakable presence, they are one of the most recognizable tribes in Africa. But there's one tradition that truly lifts them above the rest: the jumping dance, known as adumu. It's not just for fun. Among the Maasai, jumping high is a sign of strength, youth, and appeal. And during these ceremonies, women are watching closely. The dance takes place during warrior ceremonies where young men form a circle and take turns leaping into the air with straight posture, barely bending their knees. The higher the jump, the more impressed the crowd. It's a chance to show energy, health, and vitality, all key qualities in a potential partner. And yes, women often choose their future husbands during these events, making every leap count. But the beauty standards here go far beyond jumping. Maasai men and women take pride in their appearance. Men often shave their heads and wear jewelry made from beads, metal, and even lion's mane, for those who've proven their bravery. Women stretch their earlobes and stack colorful bead necklaces that sparkle in the sun. These accessories aren't random. Each color and pattern tells a story of age, status, and family ties. In a modern world filled with filters and fast trends, the Maasai remain grounded in centuries-old rituals. Their elegance is raw, their pride is visible, and their way of life continues to thrive under the open sky. On the banks of the Ganges River in the sacred city of Varanasi, a small sect of Hindu monks lives far from the norms of everyday society. They are the Aghori Sadhus, a group that has fascinated and puzzled people for centuries. Covered in ash, draped in minimal clothing or none at all, with long matted hair and intense stares, they walk the line between the spiritual and the surreal. The Aghori reject worldly attachments in every form. For them, beauty lies not in appearance but in complete detachment. They smear their bodies with cremation ash, wear beads made from bones, and meditate near riverside pyres. To outsiders, their appearance might seem shocking, but for the Aghori, these choices reflect a philosophy that nothing is impure, not even death. They believe in the unity of all things, breaking down the barriers between the sacred and the taboo. Their practices are not meant to provoke. They're rooted in intense discipline, with the goal of achieving spiritual liberation by confronting what others fear. The way they look, the way they live, and even the way they eat are all part of this path. They often hold tridents, skull bowls, and chant deep mantras that echo through the air, creating a presence that's hard to ignore. In a world where beauty is often about perfection and polish, the Aghori represent the extreme opposite: the raw, the wild, and the unfiltered. They challenge the very idea of what should be seen or celebrated. In the remote Omo Valley of southern Ethiopia, the women of the Mursi tribe wear one of the most striking and misunderstood symbols of beauty on earth: lip plates. These wide clay or wooden discs are inserted into the lower lip, gradually increasing in size over time. For the Mursi, this is not a trend or a costume, it's a powerful sign of identity, strength, and womanhood. Girls typically begin the process in their teenage years. A small cut is made and a tiny disc is inserted. Over time, larger plates are added and the lip stretches to accommodate them. Some women can wear plates over 4 inches wide. These aren't forced practices. Many women take pride in the look. It's their way of saying, "This is who I am Mursi," and it shows resilience, patience, and status within the community. The plates are beautifully decorated, often with carvings, patterns, and even personal touches that express individuality. The process may seem extreme to outsiders, but in Mursi culture, it's a form of empowerment. Larger plates can indicate maturity, readiness for marriage, or family honor. And while the plates attract attention globally, they hold deep cultural meaning locally. It's not just the plates that define Mursi beauty. Women shave their heads, wear bold earrings, paint their bodies with ash and natural pigments, and carry themselves with unmistakable confidence. In a world constantly shifting its beauty standards, the Mursi hold on to theirs with pride, turning what others might call unusual into something undeniably powerful. Deep in the Colombian Amazon, hidden beneath a canopy of endless green, live the Nukak, one of the last nomadic tribes in South America to come into contact with the outside world. For generations they moved silently through the forest, building no permanent homes, owning almost nothing, and surviving entirely off hunting, fishing, and foraging. Their world was made of trees, rivers, and sky, and that was enough. Even today the Nukak prefer to stay on the move. Their shelters are temporary, made from palm leaves and branches, just sturdy enough for a few nights before the journey continues. Men hunt monkeys and birds with blowpipes and poison-tipped darts, while women gather fruits, nuts, and wild plants with expert precision. They carry little, travel light, and rely completely on their knowledge of the jungle, a skill set that would put most survivalists to shame. Their appearance reflects their lifestyle, simple, natural, and perfectly adapted to the forest. Body paint made from crushed seeds and clay is worn during special occasions. Some wear handmade ornaments from feathers or carved wood, but decoration is minimal. Here, function comes first. Children learn early, not in classrooms but in the wild, where every leaf and footprint teaches something important. What makes the Nukak so fascinating isn't just their isolation. It's the fact that they've maintained a culture so untouched by modern habits. In a world where even the most remote places have Wi-Fi, the Nukak remind us that life can still exist in rhythm with the earth. Their way of life may be rare, but their connection to the natural world is something deeply human, and something the rest of the world is slowly starting to rediscover. Across the sun-baked deserts of Gujarat and Rajasthan, the Rabari people roam with their camels, dressed in colors that blaze against the dry earth. The men wear crisp white garments and bright red turbans, while the women dazzle in deep black veils, embroidered blouses, mirrored jewelry, and layers of silver. Wherever they go, they carry centuries of tradition, not just in stories, but in how they look, walk, and live. The Rabari are herders by trade and artists by spirit. Their clothing isn't just functional, it's expressive. Every stitch, color, and accessory has meaning. Women wear heavy nose rings and bangles that jingle with each step, turning even the simplest walk into a quiet performance. Their tattoos, drawn in geometric shapes across their arms and necks, mark life events and spiritual symbols passed down through generations. Despite modern pressures, the Rabari continue their nomadic lifestyle, guiding their flocks through open landscapes and sleeping under the stars. Their beauty is rooted in resilience, identity, and movement, not in trends. In a world rushing towards sameness, the Rabari remain boldly, beautifully different. From treehouses to reindeer saddles, clay masks to lip plates, you've now seen 15 of the most incredible tribes on Earth. Different worlds, different ways, but all with something unforgettable to share. That's about it. Which tribe surprised you the most? Write in the comments. For more useful information, watch other videos.